back to Computer Studies. Today we are going to learn our second topic, GUI operating system. What does GUI stands for? GUI stands for Graphical User Interface. But before learning what is GUI, let me ask you something. In our school, who is responsible for making decisions and who is the controller of our school? Yes, she is our principal. Our principal is responsible for controlling overall activities that happen in our school. Who prepares timetable for us? She prepares timetable for our class, for other teachers as well. A principal is responsible to conduct other activities also. So our principal is a controller for our school. In our homes, who is responsible for making decisions? Yes, they are our parents. Our parents are responsible for making decisions. They look after our needs. So our parents are the controller of our homes. Similarly, in computer, we have something called as an operating system. An operating system is a software which helps us to control all the activities in the computer. You all must have seen all the parts of the computer are connected to the CPU. Why are they connected to the CPU? That's because a CPU controls all the activities. And what is inside the CPU? We have an operating system. So operating system is responsible to control all activities that happen in a computer. It helps in smooth functioning of the computer. An operating system helps the hardware to interact with the other softwares. Now, what is a hardware? Hardware are all those parts of the computer that you can touch and feel. Which are the parts that we can touch and feel? Monitor, mouse, CPU, keyboard, all these parts of the computer we can touch and feel them. So we call them hardware. What is a software? Software are all those parts of the computer that helps the computer to perform some function. They are the programs inside the computer. So a software are all programs in the computer system. Which are the programs that we get to see or we get to use every day? We use a paint software to draw. We use a word software to type letters. We use a game software to play games. And a media player to listen to music. All these are the softwares in the computer. So, operating system helps the hardware to interact with the software. It also helps users to interact with the hardware. So, children, an operating system is the most important system in our computer. Without operating system, our computer is a useless machine. So, operating system is very important. Operating system also does resource sharing. Now, what is resource sharing? If you have only one printer and many computers, we can use that printer for all the other computers, connecting it with a wire. So, operating system also does resource sharing. Operating system detects all the errors present in a computer. An operating system is very useful. We have different operating systems such as command user interface and a graphical user interface. In command user interface, we interact with the computer by typing commands on the keyboard. This looked very boring or it was very long time ago used. Then came graphical user interface, wherein there were pictures displayed on the screen and we could use the system just by clicking on these pictures. A graphical user interface is very user-friendly interface in the computer system. Today we are going to see command user interface and a graphical user interface. We are going to also learn about the single user operating system and a multi-user operating system. We are going to see the different components of an operating system and the most popular used operating system known as a Windows operating system.
An operating system are of two types. We have command user interface and a graphical user interface. In command user interface, we interact with the system typing some commands. Like for example, on the screen you can see that they are trying to use the system typing different commands. Whereas in graphical user interface you have options, which makes interacting with the computer much simpler. This is a graphical user interface. In graphical user interface, we have different options. Just by clicking on the option, we can perform different tasks. And the most popular graphical user interface operating system is the Windows operating system. Graphical user interface operating system, that is the Windows operating system, is the most popular operating system and most widely used operating system. The operating system is further classified into single user and multi-user. A single user operating system has one set of input and output devices, and it has a single CPU. This system is mostly used in schools, offices, homes, wherein there is only one CPU for a computer. So we call it a single user, wherein only one user can work on this system at a time. In multi-user operating system, there are multiple users that use the system, that work on the system. It allows one or more users to work on it. Each user performs different programs or different operations, and there is a central computer that is connected to all other computers. So you can see on the screen that there is a central CPU which is connected to all other computers. So in a multiple user operating system, there are more than one users working on the system, and there is one CPU which is known as a server connected to all other systems. These systems are mostly used in big organizations and offices. As I've said, Windows operating system is a most popular operating system. Windows operating system was first developed in the year 1985, and the name was Windows. Then came Windows 3.1 in the year 1992. It was so user friendly that soon after came Windows 95 in the year 1995, followed by Windows XP, Windows Vista, Windows 7, Windows 8, and the latest version of Windows operating system is the Windows 10, which was developed and launched in the year 2015. Today we are going to learn about Windows 10. the components of Windows 10 operating system. As you start your computer, you get to see a screen with small pictures. This place of the screen is called as a desktop, and desktop is a place where there are small pictures. These small pictures are called icons. So icons are small pictures on your desktop. These icons are meant for doing some task. Every icon has its own name. To open the icon, you just need to double click or right click and open. For example, I want to open the icon named as Google Chrome. I double click and my browser will open. This is how you open the icons on the desktop. These icons can be sorted out. You can sort it by its name, its size, type and the date. To sort these icons, you need to right click on the desktop, click on sort by and select name. So when you select name, it will sort according to its name. Right click, sort by and size. Your icons will be sorted according to its size. Similarly, we can also sort it by its type and the date modified. Next, what we have is this long horizontal bar you can see on the screen. At the bottom of the screen, this bar is known as a taskbar. It consists of a start button, shortcut buttons for the applications. We also have time, volume and many other things. So a taskbar consists of applications, time and shortcut buttons for opening some programs. These icons on the desktop can be hidden. By default, all the icons on the desktop are visible because they are much needed and essential. To hide these icons on the desktop, you need to right click on the desktop, click on view and show desktop icons. So what happens now? All your icons are hidden. To unhide them, right click on the desktop, click on view and then click on show desktop icon. When you get a tick here, it means all the icons on your desktop are visible. Let me check if there is a tick there. Yes. So you see the desktop icons are visible. When there is no tick here, that means it's not selected and all the desktop icons are hidden. These icons can be viewed in different sizes as well. The different sizes are small, medium and large. To increase the size of this icon, right click on the desktop, click on view and select medium icon. The size is a little bigger compared to what it was before. To make it even more big or to view it in a large size, right click on the desktop, click on view and large icons. Now what can you see here? That the icons are much bigger than what it was before. To get back to a smaller icons, right click, view and small icon. So children, you get to see 3 different sizes of icons. Then what we have is a wallpaper. What is a wallpaper? The image on your desktop screen is called as a wallpaper. How can we change this wallpaper? To change this wallpaper, you need to right click on the desktop, click on personalize and select the picture you wish to change it to. For example, I select this picture and I just close it. I just clicked on the picture and now I close it. You see the background has changed. Let us try this one more time. Right click on the desktop, click on personalize and choose a picture which you want. So I choose this picture. So what do? Just click on it. What happens? The picture in your background is changed. So a desktop is a beautiful picture in the background. While your computer is idle for a short period of time, you all must have seen that there is a moving graphic visible. That graphic is called as a screensaver. So let me keep my computer idle for a minute and let us see what appears on our screen. What can we see on the screen? Yes, we can see some moving graphics. This is called as a screensaver. And why did this come? Because my computer was idle for a little time. So a screensaver appears when your computer is left idle for some time. And how is this going to disappear? As soon as you move the mouse or just press any key on the keyboard, your screensaver will disappear. So you see children, the screensaver has disappeared. We can change the screensaver by following the steps. Right click on the desktop, click on personalize. Towards the left side you get to see lock screen. Click on lock screen. Towards the right, drag the scroll bar down and click on screensaver settings. Here you get to see a screensaver setting window which has appeared. Click on the options. A drag down list will appear and you can select the screensaver. This is a screensaver time. That is, if your computer right now is idle for 1 minute, the screensaver will appear. So just preview and you get to see the screensaver. So this is how the screensaver looks. Just when I move the mouse, the screensaver disappears. I told you all about the wallpaper. We can also create a wallpaper. To create a wallpaper of your choice, search for the paint window or the paint software. Now I draw something using a paint brush. Now I want to set this picture as my desktop background. To set this picture as your desktop background, click on File and you get an option here, Set as Desktop Background. Click on that. What it's saying now is that you need to save the file before you set it as your background. Just click on OK. Select the location where you wish to save your file. Give a name to your file. And click on Save. Once you click on Save, your file will be saved on the desktop. When I close the file, what will you get to see? So So you see your drawing is now on the desktop. These are the components of your Word window.